Hey everybody. The topic this video is on. I wasn't planning on putting it together and uploading this soon, but I'm just compelled to at least put a summary and a description out there of something I've been working on just recently. Um, so I have a series of books I published. The series is Hyacinth Pillars. And in the first book, Language of Angels, and Flame Grimoire, King of Princes, Enochian Chants, Temple King, Darkness Tarot. And the book I'm working on now, book 7, is The Pure Doctrine. But the series title, Hyacinth Pillars, if you're familiar at all with videos, things I've written, the books, content, the cosmogony, the angelic narrative of creation, of Genesis, of nature, of God and energy and soul and these things. The hyacinth pillars is the angels refer to the three great pillars as the pillars hyacinth, Vue, Ohue, Indie, and creation, the perpetual genesis of creation. You have three pillars, and they're three great areas of density, octaves. They're like three great octaves of density. And each pillar is subdivided by its own 7 delineated layers of density, and each one has that. So, according like to the Hermetic construct. But moving on, you have the pillars hyacinth, and an area that I've written about, but I don't shine a big spotlight on it, is I'm always referring to the middle pillar, the middle density, the middle octave density. Middle pillar is the pillar of man. Has the mold of man, with the world dream that we're currently experiencing exists, perpetually generated. Um, the octave higher, the right pillar, is the angelic. The octave lower density is the pillar of the demon, Utizai, Evotie, Elohime, angels, and then the Utizai, demon. Now, when people get into, first of all, I have a lot of people that's been reaching out and requesting the interest and showing interest in learning Enochian. This is fine, and there are several of them also are curious about Enochian angelic magic and so on and practices. That's fine. But this modern society, this world we live in now, we live in a world of technology, of apps, of devices. We plug flash sticks and we hit buttons on a pop machine. We download an app, copy paste. We do all all we have to do is access the mechanisms and technology, devices, and a glance at the instruction pamphlet that comes with it, and go and proceed to use it. Uh, ritual magic, and the journey of a sorcerer. It's a lot of time and effort, and impeccability and intent, and decisions after decisions. People, not everyone, but people today, I believe they're curious about the Enochian language, and they have the wherewithal to sense that there's something intrinsically unique about this, and they're not sure about it, but there's something intrinsically unique. There's serious occultists that talk about it. Some come down on either side, of the use of the angelic language. But there's a curiosity there. And then speaking with angels, well, they watch that show on Netflix, Supernatural. Well, even that guy's tall and dark hair is named Lucifer. Is depicted. Well, it's just fascinating. They want to bring, I think, a part of people, some people, want to bring this fantasy and fiction into their own existence. You don't download an app for advanced ritual high magic and clickety click. Oh, I'm going to do a summoning of this angel, and it's going to appear, and I'm going to third eye and have a correspondence in the spirit. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this is going to be a meeting. It's going to be it's going to be greater than Zoom. It's going to be real intense. And they've never meditated. They don't have the discipline to meditate in the morning for 15 minutes, meditate in the evening for 15 minutes. They don't have the discipline to, when people offer them sweets and sugars, and I don't eat that crap. They don't have the discipline to let their yes mean yes and their no's mean no and die by those. They don't have the maturity to actually have their death as an advisor. If you ask most people, describe your death. How would you describe your death? They would be like, I don't know. I figured I always died in like a tragic plane crash. No. See, average man. That's not the question. Describe your death. And you describe my death as the most loyal and the wisest advisor that I have or ever will have. As I am here amidst the pillar of man, always near me, always there to tell me what's what. See, that's the correct kind of response. These people can't give this response. They can't get themselves to meditate. They're like, I tried it, it's boring, and I just forgot. And staring at the flames kind of weird, because my aunt was asking about it, and they're like, remember that Ouija board? Don't get into that evil, dark devil stuff, It's like, these people, they're just wasting their time. Or they need to get a grip if they ever want to actually reap a harvest from the seeds that are planted, a garden that is tilled, because that's what a ritual magic is. It is a cultivation, communion, correspondence, practice, done over and over. Brush your teeth is a ritual. You do it every morning, same way, with the same tools. But people don't regard it as ritual. Brushing your teeth, that's maintenance. It's like people aren't catching on to what attention and awareness is doing. You're doing something on a daily basis the same way you've done it for decades. And your awareness and your attention has been involved in each and every one of those. It is a ritual. Now, what does the ritual do? It gets your teeth cleaned. And people might say, well, what are you getting at? Well, we know that most of everything is empty space, that everything is vibration, resonance. Study the 3, the 6, and the 9, and you have the keys to the vortex, spiral geometry, the spirit matter, this relationship, the esoteric ephemeral. So before we go on with what this video is about, people have to understand they just don't download the app for angelic magic, ritual, Enochian magic, use the angelic language, and it's like, yeah, I'm totally going to do a summoning. It's like, have you ever done any kind of ritual before? No, but I watched a YouTube video, and I just got to read these words. I have trouble. I can't really say those two right there. They're weird. How do you say those? Well, you'd probably want to ask somebody that knows. But they're going to expect to get results. Well, I tried it. I just seen an angel. Nobody come knocking on my door. Well, if an angel did knock on your door, most of these fools will be getting a vacation from the middle pillar, if you catch my meaning. People, there are those that are old souls. Old souls lived a lot of lives. They're not unfamiliar with sorcery. It's just they've forgotten because of the whole incarnation thing. Now, some of those have purpose, a task. They are driven. They're driven towards this thing, and ritual magic. These things become part of that journey. Very necessary and integral to achieving whatever they're going for, they're driven for. Old souls do that sometimes. But person needs to be able to be disciplined enough to meditate 10, 12 minutes in the morning, 10, 12 minutes in the evening. Read a little bit of the Enochian, a little bit of the angelic language each day. Control their diet, control their behavior, control those emotions. Remember, you're going to be here just a short time. And it's like a freight train. That freight train's a-coming. It's a-coming. It's a-coming. That doesn't hurt a bit. Air feels good. I mean, it's a great day. Train's a-coming. It's a-coming. It's a big freight train. Well, that train's not bothering me until it touches you. Now, the moment the freight train touches you, well, the whole relationship changes. It's a serious breakup. So people should be prepared to put some serious effort into themselves. Because you don't just successfully correspond and have communion and perform summoning with results, results that provide things that come from outside of your own information, knowledge. It's coming from, you were in communion correspondence with, and something is given that you did not have before. You didn't just, popcorn, no. It just doesn't, so you just don't jump into it, and expect to get results, You have to be diligent and disciplined and put the effort forward to have results in changing yourself as you learn some of these things before you put them into practice. And in a previous video, I talked about basic, intermediate, and so on. So, to the point of this video, we're moving beyond intermediate, and I want to talk about a type of Enochian magic, a summoning. It's a Tize, which means a triad summoning. Triad summoning. It's a balance. If you're familiar with the Bible at all, you may have heard a part where it says, "Where two or more gathered by my name, I am there." Or if two or more gathered in my name, I will be with them. Well, this is okay. Apparently God speaking about, so on. Now, that's a very interesting and special little piece there in the Bible. Where two or more gathered. Well, two or more gathered. A human, a demon, and an angel come together politely for the balancing and the benefit of each other. Now, more so for benefit in a sense for the human, because the human is stuck with, needs and wants. Much more so than demon or angel. Demon and angel, they see a human and they see, oh, you have needs and wants. Aren't you just a filthy critter, you humans? You know what God said. And the angel says, haha, I bet he knows. No, I bet he don't know. And the human says, oh, I know what God said. God said, it repents me that I ever made man. It repents me. I don't have to explain that. Yeah, we should have just invented, we should have just done like a startup, company or something, one of those software development companies. It's like, God, I was going to do these humans, but you ever thought about getting into software? Well, here we are. This Tize, this triad summoning. Then I'm going to go over just a rough. This is not a final version. It eventually will be published, but this is not a final version. But I wanted to go over this. Okay, here we go. So, Tise Sase, the Triad summoning. This is just some notes I wrote down. Okay, so bear with me on the. If guided, perform an augmented banishing, although rare, to clear the area. Now, very rarely would you ever do this. Only in my entire ritual practice, twice I really needed to do a banishing to clear the area. I immediately knew as soon as I got there, I wasn't alone. A third time, I was maybe a little paranoid. I may have been, I just did it anyway. I like to do banishings. Sue me. But two times I needed to. And it was the proper thing, but very rarely would that occur. Moving on. There is a meditation, and I published in most of the books of the series. It's the source meditation. O seve, don nie fo ahe. O seve, okay, so on. Source sees, source hears, source knows, source is one. That's what it translates to. You can find it. It's on the, blog and Facebook and all those. It's everywhere. You perform that source meditation. It's very simple. But in the Enochian and in the angelic magic, these things here, simple does not mean lesser than or without value. No. Simple and simple can be a difficult thing to harness, to incorporate. But it's simple, While standing inside where your circle is going to be cast your circle with consecrated tools. Then you cast the secondary circle. Now, I have published a secondary, so you cast the first and you cast the second. Now, you need to know the direction. There are 4 watchtowers, north, south, east, and west. There are 4 domains the demon's abode are divided up in. 2 levels. 4. It's a circle with a crosshair. Here in the middle pillar, we have north, south, east, and west. We have cardinal directions. You need to face in the proper cardinal direction. Now, I'm not going to get into the details of if you do a summoning of a western watchtower angel. What about if it's a demon that is associated with a southerly direction from the domain? The Seizi domain. I'm not going to get into that today. That requires more guidance. We'll get to that later. So for right now, in your mind, picture keeping it fairly straightforward. You're going to face the cardinal direction yourself. You're going to face the direction of the western watchtower. And there's a domain, one of the 4 domains of demons, that is associated with the west. I will fill everybody in later on that. So you have these things lined up. West, west, and west. Okay. Now, there are 3 candles you need for this. The red, the black, and the white. You light your candle first, the black candle. That's the candle of man. After you light your own candle, you will speak your own personal declaration. It is a communion declaration. It is an identification, establishment declaration. It is I am the middle pillar. You can write your own. I can provide templates. I can simply give one that there are 2 that would have to be shared. I have my own personal, of course, and one of those would be similar to that, a little shorter. So after your candle is lit, you do this. You speak your personal declaration. Now you're going to speak it 3 times. Now this is kind of this is your own calling forth to this triad summoning, this Tise Sase. Now, after you've done that, you're going to light the white candle. And the white candle This is the candle associated with the higher octave, the right pillar, the angelic pillar. And you will perform the angelic summoning. For right now, just picture in mind a watchtower, one of the watchtower angels. Just there. It's not excluded to just those, but for sake of conversation right now, preliminary discussion. Just consider a watchtower. Okay, so you light the white candle and you do the summon. Immediately you light the red candle, and you do the summoning from the domain of the demon. There will be. I will get into how, which the names, which ones. Now you may be familiar with certain tarot decks that have the comparative, like the demon and then the angel that's like related. Okay, that information can be very. If you look, they're expensive, but they have these tarot decks. It has they're divided up, and there's like this one corresponds with this card. There's a demon, there's an angel. There's a demon, there's an angel. Demon and angel. They correspond with each other. There's not a mirroring, but there's a connection between certain demons, certain angels. Okay. So you light the red candle and you do the summoning for the demon. Now, this is everything from here on out is quite personal. Most people do not discuss, but they're done in this order. You don't wait to you finish this one and you do this one, and there is a balancing. And where two or more are gathered by my name, I will be there. Well, that's a given. Row, row, row your boat, God. His favorite song, God's favorite song. To bring a little levity into this advanced Enochian ritual magic diatribe. God's favorite song is Row, Row, Row Your Boat. It's a children's limerick. It's the greatest song in the world. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. The God dream. Produced by God's own sorcery, using God's own divine language. Ha ha. Best song in the world. Row, row, row your boat. So this triad summoning, it has a one of the things. It's not so much about the conversation. Okay, you got a demon and an angel. You're getting some direct, okay, maybe questions. What do you want? Why? A lot of times simple stuff. It's like it comes straight to you. You didn't think of it. You're seeing shape. Why? What do you want? Speak. I mean, you're not going to get a elaborate, hello, how are you doing today, human? Weather's good here, balmy, blah, 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 blah. All inquiries can be submitted in written. You're not going to get this. That's not how it does. Oh, if it does do that, it's hilarious. And you're a crazy ass witch. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty hilarious. But point being, we're talking this triad summoning. It's also about not just communion correspondence. It's also about balancing something. Balancing something here in the middle pillar that's needed. You need the right and the left. And this balancing can't be done by doing push-ups or drinking more coffee. No, this has to be done with the benefit of communion with the higher and lower octave to affect the middle octave, the middle pillar. Now, I'm going to go into more detail on this later. I've got much more to some of those things I mentioned, the selection process, the intricacies of why certain ones will be paired. I have done I have done a triad summoning before, but only because my HGA told me to do it. You know, it didn't take very long. And I'm like, well, what are we doing here? Are we doing this or that? And it was like, both, bitch. And all right, do that one and do that one. Well, I go, that's crazy, yo. Fuck yeah. And so about 3-4 times. Then I was told to pause for the calls. Take a pause for the calls. We'll get to back later, which happens a lot in your path to, you know, personal development and the craft of the fucking sorcery. You know, things just, you know, in a conveyor belt, you know. You're not clocking in at the factory, you know, and producing 500 units of, you know, blenders every hour on the hour. No, you know. Sometimes you dig in, take a pause. Dig in over here, take a pause. And then something from before, all of a sudden fits in like a freaking Lego block. Right? I needed that one Lego. Well, there it is. That was that thing that Angels gave me 2 years ago. I knew it was important. Damn, they're smart. So if you watch this whole video, fucking A. If you would comment, that would be great. I'd like some feedback on this one. Yeah, you know, I don't worry about likes. I don't worry about, you know, people are supposed to see it. It's like those tarot reads. Love, destiny, timeless. If you see this 5 years from now, that's when you were supposed to see it. Your ex is going to call you. You've blocked communications. Messenger. It's like, damn, I didn't know if I could ride a wake. I didn't know if I fucking had, you know, like a breakdown. Like, I'm a badass. Fucking love tarot. Every time I read the tarot, it says love is fucking bullshit. Every time. Love is bullshit. Love is bullshit. Apparently love is fucking bullshit 78 fucking times. People don't like that. They don't like that. But I mean, at least when I do tarot readings, I give them a freaking honest message. It's kind of fun sometimes. You're a dumbass. You're doing some stupid shit. About ready to blow your face. Quit being stupid. Don't shoot the messenger. Alright, give me some feedback. I'm going to end this video now. I'll put these notes. These are just notes I'm reading off of. But important, red, black, and white candles, the order in which they're lit, the declaration that you write for yourself must be, of course, translated into the Enochian, you know, the angelic language. It has to be. It needs to be very proper. And my own it was given to me like almost 5 years ago. Well, four-ish years ago. And I always knew, but it's only now recently that it's like, yeah, that is going to be used during this. I'm like, hey, that's a good use for that. That's why, you know, it's one of the first ZR Doe Z Ilna ele ta e one nazavav he de vive il parte. ZR Doe Z Ilna le ele ta e one nazavav he de vive il parte. And with that, I'll give you the translation. It's I am in itself the same as hyacinth pillars made of the second flame. That goes back to why there have to be two published, shared for the convenience of people if they wanted to look into this more or maybe try it. So give me some feedback. Video is ending and been a long day. Time for meditate. Namaste.